Hey, assalamu alaikum, guys. So today we will be going and showing you the Halal Meals, one of our portfolio companies, what they do, their stories. And as you can see, that's their HQ. This is where the food is made, how the employees work. And come on in, and I would like to show you. Let's go.
Yeah, so we'll be touring the facility. So I'll be showing you how we're running the operation and how the meals are prepared. So why don't you come on over? So we call this is our main hot production area. So all the hot cooking happens in this area. So we've got rational ovens where we do batch cooking, as well as we've got kettles where we do soups and rice and etc.
Check them out.
Yeah, let's check them out.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. How are you?
So meet my friend, brother Mohammad, Sheikh, and he's the CEO of co-founder of Halal Meals. Today we came to get to know his story, his company Halal Meals. Let's start by telling a little bit story about who you are, your profile briefly, then we go deep dive into your story.
Sure, yeah, definitely. So I'm Mohammad Sheikh, co-founder and CEO of Halal Meals. My background's mainly in IT. Started right out of school, went into the government of Ontario. So I've done 14 years with the provincial government.
So you're from the government.
Yeah, done 5 different ministries, in different roles, all the way from business analysis to project management to management. My last role was I was a senior IT advisor to the management board of the cabinet committee that makes the major IT investment decisions for the government of Ontario.
Sounds good. Okay. So that's your background. Today, mainly we are here to get to know your story about Halal Meals. Can you share a story how it all started?
Typically a lot of the stories are, they start in a boardroom or an intense brainstorming session. But Halal Meals has a slightly different story. Is something that started with kindness. So my sister's son's teacher was going through a bit of difficult time and very challenging time. She had just given birth to a beautiful baby girl, and through the running around between hospital appointments, doctor's appointments, and also at the same time looking after her other 2 kids, it was just getting very overwhelming for her, and without any family support. So my sister, as a kind she is, she offered to make some food for her. So she would make with her passion and homemade wholesome food, and she would provide it to them, and which was a great help for the teacher. And it was at the end of it, when she came and spoke about it, through the eyes of the teacher, we saw the impact that it made, and that was what gave birth to Halal Meals. Say, hey, you know what? There are so many people in the community who are going through various stages of life, whether they just need extra hand or they're going through various difficulties, whether they're single or they're in family, or they're going through physical challenges as well. They just need that extra hand, and said, hey, that's how Halal Meals was born, out of an act of kindness.
Interesting. So it all started with just your sister trying to help the teacher out.
Yeah, exactly.
Alhamdulillah. It's like a neighbor, being a good neighbor.
Being a good neighbor, yeah.
One of the things is that, you see, that's beautiful. We will get into the larger journey, but I think before we go into deep, I want to understand, and I'm myself entrepreneur, you're entrepreneur. We know while going this journey, we have this every day is sometimes a big challenge. You don't know if it's going to work or not. So one of the questions I would like to ask is that, When was the time you're gonna said, okay, this turn from just that noble deed into a business, and you were with the government, now you are doing this full time. When was the time you knew, okay, we maybe now we kind of made it. We know it's working. We made it. We are stable in this. Do you remember the moment that you kind of felt that, yeah, this is it. That's I'm giving you my full time, and we are getting employees, and we are getting this done seriously.
Um, there, there are various moments, as we when we just to kind of take a step back a little bit for us, a lot of our journey started. It was very ad hoc in the beginning. Right, we started from home. We were working out of the back of a restaurant for a little while. So literally, we would go at overnight, 2 o'clock in the morning, and utilize the restaurant's kitchen to prepare our meals and empty out the kitchen before the restaurant folks would come in the morning to run halal meals. So we did that for a little while until we were ready to get our own facility. So I remember during that time, so we all had already started looking for a facility. We found something that we liked, and we signed all the agreements and everything. And we were supposed to get our keys on, I believe, on March the 20th. And I believe on March 15th or 16th when the lockdown started
It was
happening.
17th,
Yeah.
March 17th.
So
This is when we came to Denmark, Canada. I know, March 17, 2020, middle, just starting off the COVID. Huh? That's crazy.
exactly, yeah. So we were getting the keys to our new facility, and we were panicking, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" And everything
What did
was
I do?
shut down. What do I do, right? So that was kind of that was a very difficult and challenging time for us. But literally, a couple of weeks into it, 2 weeks into it, we saw that our business literally doubled overnight, and
Restaurants were closed. They couldn't go. They had to order online.
Exactly. So we were already set up for e-commerce. We already had delivery infrastructure already
It
in
was the right
place.
timing.
And we were into a new facility. So that at that moment, it gave me that hope that, hey, Allah has something better for us, and hey, we can actually really make this work.
Sounds good. That's a beautiful. So, during your journey, and one of the things I like about you guys is that, when people usually start a business, they start thinking about taking office and putting a lot of money into it. One of the things I like so far is that what you're saying is when we started, you were very nimble, right? You didn't go out and take an office like this, a warehouse like this, and you started untapped opportunity. Yeah. Restaurants don't need their warehouse at night. You just say, hey, can we use it? You use it, and before the morning, you guys do it this way. You're actually validating the idea if it works or not. You're not tied to it. You can get out anyway. You can stop anyway. That's one of the things I like about startups is that it's not about the resources you have, but how resourceful you are. And I think, alhamdulillah, that's a good sign from that point of view. And the halal meals. So tell us from that point of 2020 up until now the highlights, the journey, if you don't mind, just.
Yeah, so for us, over the last couple years since we've moved here, we've been very grateful and blessed to have had the support of the community. We've continued to grow throughout the difficult time in COVID. I know a lot of the other organizations and unfortunately some of the restaurants they suffered and they even had to close down. So definitely I feel for them, but alhamdulillah, we were one of those that benefited and were able to persevere through those challenges that were still there. And even as lockdowns started lifting, that was kind of the other concern we had, and say, hey, does that make a difference? But alhamdulillah, we've maintained our growth even throughout the reopening and stabilization period. Couple of highlights I can identify is, alhamdulillah, we've over the last couple of years, we've been able to obtain a major federal government contract to provide boxed lunches to a federal agency. So that was a massive opportunity for us. I remember this was in August of 2021, and finding resources was very difficult. And at that time, we had to literally double our operation overnight. So that we made it through that journey as well. Just recently, we were working with another nonprofit organization to provide meals for one of their programs that supports vulnerable people in the community. So we've continued to grow that way. This summer we are actually taking on a very ambitious summer tour. So we're attending more than 20 events across Ontario. So every weekend throughout from May all the way to September, we were literally booked out, and our team's there on the ground, meeting people, promoting, and really bringing the profile of halal meals up.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful. So, for those who may not know, can you walk me through how it works? For example, let's say I'm a family, I want to order halal meals. How does it work? Do you have an app? Do you have a website? Like, imagine I'm interested in halal meals. What would I do?
Yeah, definitely. So, a lot of our customers actually find us through our word of mouth, or people who have already tried us. So up until very recently, we were spending very little in marketing. A lot of it was through word of mouth. People were liking it, and they were just recommending. So once somebody wants to place an order, literally they go to our website halalmeals.ca. We have a number of meal plans. So we have a healthy meal plan for those who are looking for more healthier options. We have bulking up meal plan for those who are in on their fitness journey, in bulking up. And we have our regular mix and match meal plan that allows the customer to pick and choose what they want based on their family preferences or even their personal preferences. So they will pick how many meals they want, what are the individual meals that they would like, place the order online. They'll get an order confirmation. So our order deadline is by Monday. They have to place an order. Once they place an order, our team then gets to work. We look at all the orders that we have. We do our production throughout the week. And on Sunday, which is our designated delivery day for Greater Toronto area, we have drivers who go out and do the deliveries.
Okay. So what you're saying is to get your food, right, delivered to you by Sunday on that week, the latest you can order is Monday.
Exactly. So that gives us time to procure our ingredients, ensure that we have the right amounts. It reduces the waste, allows us to take advantage of bulk cooking as well. So we are able to pass on those savings and cost efficiencies to
Absolutely.
our customers.
Absolutely. Okay, so someone ordered, and the next step is delivery. And I understand, if, as far as I know, you are delivering Ontario.
Correct, yeah.
So Ontario is a huge province, we know. So what cities are you delivering?
So actually, we do cover the whole of Ontario. So we do have our own drivers that are able to deliver.
Drivers network.
Network that are able to deliver within the Greater Toronto area. And then there are areas that we're not able to reach. So we do have a contract with the National Courier Company that allows us to do overnight shipments to
Okay,
them.
wow. So the whole Ontario is covered.
So if
Wow.
we have orders coming from Sault Ste.
Alhamdulillah.
Marie, Sudbury,
Wow.
Thunder Bay as well. So
I
we're
don't
able
know
to
those
reach out to them.
places, but it must be far away.
Yeah, they are far away.
Okay. Okay. So, so what we're gonna do then is I'm gonna ask my next question. Actually, before coming here, I was asking people. I was saying I'm going to Halal Meals, going to ask questions. What are the questions you have? So one of the questions, one of my I think followers was asking, when do you guys plan to deliver Montreal? That's one of the questions. Yeah.
Well, that's a great question. I'd love to do it sooner, but inshallah, it is in our plans. Alhamdulillah. The challenge with going to Montreal are federal regulations. So government regulations restrict the movement of products from meat products from one province to the other without a federal license. So alhamdulillah, we're actually on our journey to obtain that. We've actually just been allowed to get that license. We've been able to implement a food safety program within our facility, which has been third-party audited. So alhamdulillah, with that in place now, we're very confident that we can actually go into other provinces. So Montreal, we're coming.
So in time-wise, well, which I know it's not accurate, it's difficult to say. Would you say it's in the next 2-3 months? Are we looking next 5-6 months, like in terms of time?
I would say within 6 months is my goal.
So by the end of the year.
By end of the
So
year.
those who ask the question, by the end of the year, inshallah.
Inshallah.
We're coming to Montreal.
Inshallah.
Sounds good. So tell me about pricing. How does the price compare to? First, we want to know the price of the meals, and also how does it compare, right? If you're buying from restaurant, or if you're making yourself.
So we're very competitive from a price point as well. Average meal is about $12, give or take. The more meals somebody buys, the lower the price. For our family meals, you can get even as less as $10.50 as well per meal. So it is very competitive. And when you look at comparable options or folks, sometimes they compare to takeouts and dine-in. Obviously, we're definitely way cost effective than a dine-in option. We're actually in a lot of cases even much better than a takeout option as well. So our prices are very competitive. Obviously, you are looking at the convenience of the meals. So somebody who's ordering, let's say from Uber Eats, after paying fees and delivery charges, the meals probably coming out to $15 to $20 if you're doing one. So we're very competitive in that space. Actually, we would say it's a cost savings option for our customers.
I mean, your name says Halal Meals, right? So one of the questions actually is, how do we know it's halal, right? What is certification? Do you guys use any certification? If you can elaborate on that, would be good as well.
Yeah. So I know, like right on in the beginning, I know if we are going to be in the halal space, that the trust is a big factor. And how do we ensure that our customers have trust? A lot of when you have a restaurant, people come inside and there is that personal connection. With an online business, there is no direct connection with the customer, right? Not in person. So it's very difficult to say, hey, yes, we are halal, and somebody to believe that you're halal. So we knew that we needed to more than just say we are halal. As a result, we sought out halal certification. So we are certified halal by Halal Monitoring Authority, HMA.
HMA, yes.
And that has been really good for us because it is an authentic certification agency, and they actually ensure the entire supply chain is halal and certified. So they certify right from the source to the time when the customer receives it. So we actually, when we are purchasing our ingredients, especially meat ingredients, we are only allowed to purchase from HMA certified suppliers. So that ensures that the entire supply chain has that level of trust and authenticity before it comes to the customer.
Yeah. So that in a way, the short answer is, what you're saying is you actually are certified by a third party. It's called HMA. For those who are watching this, right, they can check it out. What's called
Halal HMA.
.ca.
I believe it's an org. HMAcanada.org.
Yeah, HMAcanada.org. You can go and check it out. So there's a certification, and they're a third party. They will certify. In your case, what you're saying is not only this food, but your whole entire chain where you're buying is also certified. This is the way.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Beautiful. So Halal Meals is a food subscription business. It's a for-profit business. We understand. Is there anything you guys do for social responsibility in that regard?
Actually, we've and earlier we spoke about how our origin was and how we started. So actually, that's something that we've made like a central pillar of our organization is compassion and kindness. So we actually partner with various nonprofit organizations and support them as they work within the community. So as a result of that, we've actually annually we launch a 1,000 Meals for People in Need initiative, where we partner with for every order that we receive during a period, we're donating one meal to someone in need. And we partner with the nonprofit organizations to provide meals to people in need in the areas that they're servicing. So, we continue to work with them and continue to support a lot of the organizations that are actually working in the community.
What period is it? The Ramadan period, or is somewhere other period? Can you be more specific, or?
In terms of when we do.
You said there's a specific period, right?
Yeah, so traditionally we've done it just prior to Ramadan.
Okay.
Last year we actually did a very ambitious campaign where we ran the 1,000 Meals program during Black Friday.
Oh, Black Friday.
Yeah, so essentially the pitch was, typically, generally Black Friday is seen as
Getting a deal for you.
Getting a deal for you, right?
Yeah.
You want discount for yourself. So essentially what we said, hey, this is a time where you forgo your discount and you wanted to give 100% discount to someone in need. So essentially it was 0% discount for you and 100% discount for someone in need.
Yes.
So that's the one way we're actually giving back to the community. In addition to that, even throughout the year, we do work with various nonprofit organizations to provide support for various programs that they have.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your future plans. Like, how do you see Halal Meals in the coming years? 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, inshallah. Having said that, if you don't mind sharing, like, how do you see it? How do you want to grow it? If you can elaborate on that as well.
Yeah, so Alhamdulillah, Halal Meals, we've been bootstrapped, and Alhamdulillah, we're growing. We want to see Halal Meals continue to grow. My vision is that this brand and this service reach across North America, and service and provide support to thousands of people that are in North America that can take advantage of this service. So that's my vision. So inshallah, over the next 3 to 5 years, we do want to reach across North America.
Beautiful. So Canada, then US.
Inshallah.
Absolutely. So from we have an agency, we know the numbers. So in terms of numbers, what we are looking at in North America, US and Canada. Canada, probably we have around 2 million Muslims, right? And US, we're talking about somewhere, official data is smaller, but I think unofficial, at least 3 to 5 million, I would say, right? At least around that number. From this, and we know where the pockets are. And I don't know if you mentioned this before. Actually, the Ontario, especially GTA, is one of those areas where the Muslims are the dense, right? We have just around here maybe 1.5 million Muslims around here. There's a huge market right here. Before we go, tell me that I know that Halal Meals right now in the phase of raising funds. So why would you like to raise funds, and how much trying to raise, and what is the end goal? What are you trying to achieve with that?
Yeah, so for Halal Meals, Alhamdulillah, we've been, as I mentioned, we've been bootstrapped and we've been growing organically. Alhamdulillah, we've been doubling every year from top line growth perspective. We know that we can continue to grow at that rate for at least foreseeable future. The as a you know, but that organic growth takes time.
Sure.
And what we feel that with the injection of capital, we can actually expedite that growth and just from how quickly we can 3 to 5x what we are currently at. We can do that with additional capital. In addition to that, with fundraising, we want to bring in additional talent that will help us take the next leap of where we want to go. Because if my vision is to go across North America and potentially even across the world, then we need to have the talent that will actually help us go to those
Absolutely.
stages. So that's what we're doing right now. We're doing a seed round fundraising to help us grow within here. We do feel that right now we've uniquely serviced only about 16,000 customers. Compared to what the potential market reach is, we are very tiny.
Yeah, so it barely 1%.
Barely 1%. So we feel that with this seed round fundraising, we can 2 to even 3x it within the next 8 months, and set the stage for us to get into the US, inshallah.
So in a nutshell, what you're saying is you need the funds to grow faster.
We need funds.
And
to
also,
grow
I mean,
faster.
correct me if I'm wrong, Halal Meals is the pioneer, is number one actually commercial, viable offer in the market in this unique space, and you want to keep that like a what's called the lead in the market as well.
Yeah, no, exactly. We want to kind of continue to stay aggressive, stay ahead of what's coming up. We know other players will be coming, but inshallah, we have a head start, and we want to continue to take advantage of that head start. Houses over $1 million worth of replacement value infrastructure that currently Halal Meals utilizes for its operation. So we have coolers, freezers, and various other equipment that is actually instrumental for Halal Meals operation. So
yeah, and the Halal Meals is gonna stay here at least another 2 years, right? At least.
Oh yeah,
because there's also the contract in place.
Exactly. So there is a formal lease in place for Halal Meals to stay here. So we do have capacity to continue to grow. So as Halal Meals continues to grow, we will evaluate the options for that.
Absolutely. Awesome. So those are my questions. Is there any other question I should have asked? You want me to ask?
None that I can think of. I think we did a fairly comprehensive discussion. But I did want to thank you for your time and coming out and speaking with me today. I really appreciate that.
It's my pleasure. So we got to know your story. We learned a bit more. And inshallah, so as I said, I know this industry, I mean, in general, the Muslim market, but especially halal food, is not a easy place to be in. As I said, this whole journey started with something noble act, noble deed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless this journey. And as you said, in the coming years, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give tawfiq and success so it grows beyond the borders of Canada, North America, even why not Europe and the other parts of the world? We need this, right? As you said, at the end of the day, we know that the society today, food, halal and healthy, and also delicious food is one of the things that takes a lot of time from families' times, right? If you can give them a good replacement, and that's when the promise is delivered.
No, definitely. And I know you mentioned that the food side is always challenging, but actually I see it as a great opportunity, especially on the halal side. So halal industry is about more than $25 billion in North America.
That's true.
It's the halal food industry, and it's actually growing at more than 15% per year. So it is actually incredibly fast moving and large industry. So, we just need to get a small portion of that. And I feel like us coming into this with this type of an offering, which is unique to the halal industry, is very appealing. Not just from a investment perspective, even from a consumer's perspective in the products that are coming to them as well.
Absolutely.
So I actually feel very bullish about the halal industry, and where we are actually situated within that halal industry.
Absolutely.
To be the leading kind of player that is actually introducing a new category into the halal food market, because chilled ready to eat meals haven't existed in the halal food market. So we're actually literally bringing a new category to the halal market, and being the leader in that category is actually gives me a ton of room to be optimistic and be excited.
May Allah give you success.
I mean.
Thank you for giving your time and sharing your story. That's a beautiful story. May Allah give you success and tawfiq and give barakah. So you begin to serve not only thousands and eventually, inshallah, millions of Muslim families around the world. And having said that, I say, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.